Hey guys, welcome to the final part 3 of how to draw Flash. If you missed part 1 and 2, click here. And be sure to go to my website, thecartoonblock.com, for a free list of the top pro drawing tools that I use every day. Simply log into the sidebar and get immediate access. Now let's finish drawing the Flash. So we left off by adding shadows on his face. And as you can see, I'm putting a coarse shadow right here in the middle of his lower lip. I'm going to continue that coarse shadow going down his chin. And next we're going to add the cheek wrinkles that come out from the nose. And you just want to make them simple diagonal lines that come just from the nostrils. And we're going to put a coarse shadow in the front of his figure. You just want to make a general outline up here at the upper part of his forehead and simply just darken in his face. And it shows that the light source is coming from behind him. So you just go ahead and just shade in the front part of his face, and the outer edge of the shadow is going to be at its darkest. So you want to make sure you follow the curvature of his cheekbones around here, going down his jawline, and then around his mouth line, and going down to his chin. And simply shade it in. And you can use pencils or Copic markers, whichever you like. But the whole purpose of this is to show that he's standing away from the light. I've been doing a lot of this recently with my superhero drawings, just to make them seem more dramatic and not the usual, like they're bright and cheery and in daylight all the time. As you can see in some drawings, more of the darker superheroes like Batman and certain villains are drawn with this type of shadowing a lot. It makes them appear more scary, more dramatic, and the drawing looks overall more serious. And I'm gonna apply the same technique going down here to the rest of his upper body. You simply put an outline in. You don't make the shadow go all the way to the edge of the figure. Just make the shadow inside the figure. So notice how I'm keeping the outer edge of his shoulder and his neck still lit by the light. And on the other side of his body here, we're going to erase some of the marks because I want that part to be in light. Now going to my Copic multi-liner, the 0.7. You don't have to do this step, but I just want to highlight some of the details of his costume. I like Flash's costume, especially the design that he is in the New 52. It's a little bit more detailed, and it's not just him wearing some simple skin-tight suit. It's almost like Jim Lee designed it to be like a movie version of the character, or a live-action version of his costume, where it has like more details and in the seams and the texture of the entire fabric. You'll kind of see that in like the Man of Steel, like Superman's costume in Man of Steel was like a bunch of tiny little diamonds for his logos. And of course, like Black Panther's costume is more detailed. Just the more theatrical versions of those characters are just more fleshed out, and I like that. So it's not just these guys putting on, some spandex or tights and just running around beating up villains. They really do have there was some thought put behind their costumes. And we're about done and ready to add some highlights. I'm going to use my Presto whiteout pen and kind of just practice with it on this raggedy piece of Post-it note first. Make sure the ink flows out well. I don't want it getting clogged up. And we're going to just add some simple highlights along the seams. The white really tends to pop out when you're laying it down right next to the black lines. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to put the gray shadow on there, was so that we can see the white when it is laid down on a darker background. And quickly we're going to just add in some generic little background so Flash isn't looking so bland and blah and boring on the white piece of paper. And make sure you do this with all of your drawings. It doesn't matter what you do, but just kind of put in some kind of like rough squiggly lines or sketchy lines so your figure can kind of pop off the page. And here I'm kind of just adding some like lightning for like dramatic effect. And going back, I want to go ahead and fine tune and darken in some of his facial features, and take a step back, make sure it looks good, and we're done. And that's how you draw the Flash. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to go to my website to get your free list of pro drawing tools. Till next time, deuces.